Hello, how's everyone doing? Long
Hello.
time no see. You have me and Des returning today. It has been a while.
Welcome to Dovetail Games, latest fishing sim world stream.
So today we are showing you Gigantica Road Lake, released today. It's a return to the Gigantica complex.
It's on the screen, Stephen. Available now in the add-on store.
Yes.
Or
Oh, I see.
if you've got the quad pass, then you should already have it. Yeah.
So yeah, we released that today. It's a return to the Gigantica complex. We already had the main lake. Now we've got Road Lake. So I think the best thing to do is just get onto the lake and start discussing it a bit.
Start fishing. Hey. Hi, Big Timer. Hi, Scooby Hayes. Hi, Hypno Toad. And the Stoned Trout.
Hypnotoad, that's a great name. So Stone Trout.
Stone Trout and Scooby Hayes. There we go.
Do you want to play or should I play?
I think you should play, Stephen.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you went on part of the research trip to Road Lake, didn't you?
I did go, yeah. Road Lake and the main lake at Gigantica. It was a rather wet and windy day. There was a storm there actually, and yeah, there was this group of lads from the UK. There was 12 lads that had hired the lake out to fish it. Spent the best part of £1,000 even probably to get there to fish it for a week, and yeah. We were there one day, and then we went off to our hotel, went back the next day, and the storm had come in, and this guy's brand new bivvy, he had two bivvy setups, one for his sort of kit and one that he was sleeping in, and his brand new one for his kit had blown over the fence and was ruined, and it was like a £400 or £500 bivvy. So he wasn't best pleased, as you can imagine.
Oh no, I need more stuff. Gotta find the silt beds. Nope, gravel.
Try bringing it in a bit. So yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world out there in France. But the main draw being the absolutely massive carp that are in there. So this lake features 50 trophy fish, 50 named fish. So these are the named fish that exist in there in the real world. We've recreated them in the game. So I don't know if you know the story behind at all how these fish get named, but what happens is the first angler to catch the fish when it's gone over a certain weight. Now that weight might vary depending on the venue, but the first one to catch it after it's gone over a certain weight then gets the rights to naming it. So that's where all the weird and strange names come from, or is it all from all the anglers that have the first people to catch those fish. And if you go to the complex, which is about 2 hours south of Paris, in the sort of area where you go to have your dinner every night, there's this big wall with all the pictures of the fish with the people who've caught them and obviously the names that they've given to them. So it's very interesting. You're gonna go far out with all your rods there, Stephen?
Yes. Although no, we're gonna have a spinning setup as well.
Yeah. So obviously, this is there are predators. There are a few predators in the lake, but the main focus of it is for the carp. So there are 40 trophy mirror carp, because it's the mirrors that Gigantica complex is most well known for, and there are also 10 common carp as well on the trophy list. lots and lots to catch. Right, what have we got? Daft Badger, how you doing? It's taking the mick out of my research trips. I see. There we go. It was not a holiday. There might have been a little bit of wine in the evening, but it was a research trip. We had to. I think we took 2,000 photos of each lake, and video footage of it all as well. So to hand over to the art. Oh, there's one down there, Stephen. Yeah. He's not going to take that lure though. Yeah, and that's obviously how, the process we go through to sort of recreate these lakes as accurately as possible.
Sorry, I remembered something that I meant to do earlier and forgot, so I've written it down.
So there's Josh Johnston. Hello, Josh. He's asking if there's any updates today. So there's not a new update out today. This is the release of a lake. So the next update is due on, I believe, the 19th of February. That's when the next update's coming out. Yes. So is it tagged separately?
It is a separate lake to Gigantica.
It is a different lake. Yeah, you can't load into one and then walk across the road to the other lake. Yeah.
Let's see if we get that one.
They are in the game as two sort of separate venues. In the real world, they are separated by a road. I'm guessing that's where the name Road Lake came from.
I believe so.
Yeah. So the bite rate for this should be around the same levels as the main Gigantica lake. Maybe just a touch more frequent. I know we toned back the catch rate on the Gigantica main lake because it was when we first released it was a bit too easy to catch the carp on there, and they're notoriously hard places to fish in the real world. Now there might be a certain member of staff who I'll keep nameless at the moment. He did actually manage to go to this venue and not catch a single fish all week.
I believe if you watched last week, you'll know who.
Yeah, you might have an idea who it is, but yeah.
Already had a couple of trophies. No new achievements. There are achievements. They haven't been published. Well,
yeah,
they weren't published when it went out. They're being published at the moment.
So, yeah, the situation with achievements is we give when we do a lake submission to Microsoft and Sony, we have to package up and send off the lake, and then we send off another file which is to do with the achievements or trophies that are associated to that lake. And as much as we ask them to sort of release these things at the same time, what sometimes happens is that they release the lake and they don't publish the information to do with the achievements up onto the achievement server effectively. And so that's what's happened today. So there's been a whole lot of emails going round, and yeah, they are on the case. So I believe they're working on PlayStation, but we're currently waiting for them to go live on Xbox. But they should be going live soon.
Yeah, so Rich Jones saying it's not showing. It released at 4 PM on PlayStation America, so it should be available now.
4 PM UK time on
UK
PlayStation
time.
America.
Our time, yeah.
So that was 15 minutes ago, right? Okay.
Another problem we have is that Sony and Europe and America do things slightly differently, so we don't have the same launch time for both regions.
Oh, there was a little pike. So what? I wasn't watching. What baits have you got on your hooks?
I've got pop-up tiger nuts on one, and this sea link on the other. I can't remember if that's the real name. I could be making it up.
Right. We've got a fish on. So Robin's asking, why did you make this game? So there's a lot of fishing enthusiasts here at Dovetail Games, and you know we are a simulation games company, and you know sometimes it's really nice to have a break from all the violence and shooting and hecticness that you find in a lot of video games, and play something that's relaxing. And so this is what we've got here, is a fishing simulation where we're taking you to different places around the world and giving you different fishing experiences. So at the moment we're carp fishing. The game also features predator fishing, which Stephen was attempting to do with his third rod. And now obviously that in the UK that will be fishing for things like pike or zander potentially, or perch, whereas obviously on the American side, that the big draw there is the bass fishing and the multi-million-dollar business that is. So yeah, more venues and more fish species and more game features are just going to keep being added to the game. So that's the story there. Come on, Stephen, get this fish in. What weight line you got on? Work him.
I can't remember. I think the heavy one, the 50 pound. I need to sneeze. To sneeze.
Hi, Yamil. I think I've seen you on the Facebook group, haven't I? So, Yamil's asking about the pencil bait. He wants to see it zigzagging. I'm gonna have to talk to my engineer about that. There might be some values I can change on that bait. I agree. I know what you mean. Where you say it's popping like a spitting water, like the popper is. So let me just make a note of that, because that's something I can look at.
The sneeze is not going away.
If you stare into the light, it'll
I'm already kind of doing it by watching that screen.
Right. So, Are you the moderator as well as playing the game?
I've got a couple of moderators in.
Have you?
Big Time with Jay's about. He's one of the moderators.
He can moderate the chat. Okay. So yeah, let's
might make
people
Darth Badger one as well.
If everyone could keep it nice and clean in the chat, please. Then we'd have to ban you.
Yeah, just checking it is family friendly. Says it below our faces. No. Below and to the left of our faces.
On Mixer, yeah. With family, I have to remember that. This is a family-friendly show, and I've got to watch what I say. Yep. So there is multiplayer on the game. Onsu. You can go fishing with your friends. Just sort of either a timed event or an event that just goes on till you want to end it, and that's 4 players on console and 8 players on PC. There are also what we call the Dovetail Fishing League, which is sort of like our high score gaming. So each week there are 4 different events running on different lakes across the different disciplines we've got in the game, and you compete in those and submit your high scores, your record, your total weight, or your total number of fish, depending on the rule set of the particular series you're playing in, and then try and compete with everyone else playing the game. So it's good fun, and the January season just ended yesterday, didn't it, Stephen? And we had some big winners.
Yep.
I know for one that a guy called Hitman Snap won the Xbox Angler of the Month.
Yes.
AV Happy Tech.
Yep. For PS4.
He won the PS4.
And Undead Frog for PC.
And the Undead Frog. So big shout out to those guys.
Not bad.
Well done. Also, big shout out to Philly Bass on the
on all the platforms.
on the Facebook site. He's trying to play all the platforms, and he's not competing for the Angler of the Month because he just sticks in the bass events, but he's playing those hard, and he romped home to win the PlayStation Big Bass Tour season winner. So he will have got, for each event, and then for the end of season, you win different clothing items that have different logos and badges on them that record your success in those events. So you can then take those into multiplayer, or when you're sharing screenshots, you can look the part, you can look cool, and you can also be bragging about how well you've done in your Dovetail Fishing League events.
Any plans to add sturgeon and Siamese carp?
Yes, we would like those. I have a one of those on my roadmap already for this year, and the other one I'm wanting to get in there somewhere. So more news when I have it on that. Can you fish on the same lake together? Yes. So as I mentioned, you can have 4 players on consoles and up to 8 players on PC. Ticky Tack's asking for a night light on the float anytime soon. That would be good, and also a head torch would be good. I'd still like a head torch. We will get to all these things. As anyone who's seen me chatting on here before, one of the biggest parts of my job and the hardest parts is sort of prioritising the order in which stuff gets worked on. I've got a certain amount of programmers, a certain amount of designers, a certain amount of engineers, artists, and it's about choosing the most important things for them to be working on next, and then obviously trying to get those updates out to you with those gameplay and feature and content improvements as quickly as we can.
Des does want to add everything, but
I want to have everything, but my dev manager keeps
telling you to behave.
Yeah, telling me off. Because I chat to you guys, and you guys tell me what you want, and I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. Let's get that in. And it's like, oh, when can we get it in? When can we get it in? Oh, we've got to fit it. So there we go. Scooby Hayes is challenging us to a 2v2.
I've just been trying to work out in my head how we could get that to work on the stream. So we do have Xboxes we can hook up and...
Are they both on the same platform?
Yeah, Scooby and Jay.
That might be quite fun, wouldn't it?
I told you what Martin was saying to me. They want to do a role swap, basically. So we do a train stream, they do a fishing stream. I said we've got the unfair advantage though, because I've done trains in the past.
I would be useless at a train stream. Unless we went to Maidenhead train station, I could take you all around that. But
Big Bob.
Quick, you got another fish on. Don't stand there looking at your pretty catch.
I was admiring Big Bob.
Was that you actually got Big Bob?
Yep.
My
first.
How heavy was it?
£40.
40-pounder. There we go.
I
So this game's called Fishing Sim World, Dom Carter.
My first catch on
So
PlayStation earlier was a boss as well.
Nice.
On a roll today.
So yeah, we're in France at the moment, but the game will take you to obviously a number of venues in England. We're out in Germany. We've got Austrian venue. We have also got a Polish lake, as well as we're up to 3, 4 bass lakes, American lakes.
3. No.
3.
4 at the moment.
4 out.
2 in game.
Oh.
2 add-on.
There we go. And yes, so we're going to continue to go around the world, getting new venues, new fish. So the boats we've got in the game are a company called Bass Cat Boats. So that's a real world brand, and they make absolutely lovely top end bass boats that in the real world would cost you, I don't know, $90,000 or something to buy. So they're good fun. Yeah. We've also tied up with engine manufacturer Evinrude. So we've got the I think it's the Evo 250 in there. So yeah, more tackle, more places to fish, more fish species. It's all coming this year.
What's in the update on the 19th?
So the update on the 19th is going to add in, the main things going in there are 3 new fish species. Yes.
I won't say what they are just yet. We'll show you later.
Maybe we'll have a look. Yeah, maybe we can have a little look and see if we can catch any of those fish species later. Yamil is asking for us to allow the character to move around the boat while fighting the fish and casting. I am down with that request, Yamil. We've got so at the moment, so I haven't had an animator for the last couple of months, and which means I haven't been able to make any changes to the way the character moves and walks around. Now you'll notice that you can't walk backwards, you can't walk sideways at the moment. You can only turn and then walk forward. So this is something we need to obviously be able to address for allowing you to be able to move sort of, laterally, sidestep and like the actual sort of movements you would do if you were stood on the front of a boat. So yes, that's something I'm very keen to do. Exactly when we can get it out to you guys, I cannot tell you, but I'm definitely keen for that suggestion, Yamil. And before anyone asks, also for 2 people on a boat. I know I get that every week, but we would still want it. So yeah. So Screaming Phoenix, we will do some US fishing a little bit later on in the stream. Just showing you this venue here because it's a new one out today.
I realised I thought to myself earlier, I won't go on Tea Party because I did that last week. Went straight to Tea Party. Let's change where we are on the lake.
The good one, the Turtle Corner.
Yeah.
Turtle Corner is a.
So
what happens? What in the real world? What happens when you go to these venues? Is so you're like booked in for a week's holiday, and you spent your money, and you've probably gone with a group of friends. It's quite likely that you'll probably know all the other people that are on the lake. So you'll all meet at the hut, and then you'll draw lots, and then obviously the lowest, whoever draws number 1, they get first pick of the pegs. So there's, I guess, 12 pegs around the lake. So yeah, so the week before you go out to this venue, to fish this Gigantica, what you'll be doing is you'll be studying the fishing reports on their website and on their Facebook site, and you'll be like, right, if I come out in in the first 3 in the draw, I'm going to want to select either Tea Party or Turtle Corner. So you'll turn up on your fishing trip, and you'll have an idea in your head about which of these swims you're going to want to try and get as your swim for the week. So there is a bit of a luck of the draw to it. Tea Party is quite good because it's got it. There's sort of 2 main big sections to the lake, and Tea Party has a bit which sort of intersects the two sections. So any fish wanting to move from one side to the other have really got to come through your water in order to get there. Right, what have we got? Megalodon. People want Megalodon back.
Yeah.
We know
We
this.
want Megalodon back.
Megalodon. I might have been having discussions about some Megalodon. I heard a rumour he might have been caught out of Preza and taken to a new venue, but I think there's news to come on that in the future, I think. But I think I heard he had some kids as well, but I'm not really. He might have had, I think he might have some friends with him as well. But I think there's going to be some big cats coming for you guys. So yes. So Screaming Phoenix is asking, how is the bass fishing? Are you guys big bass fishermen, or do you have a specialist for input? Now, so I was lucky enough to get sent with a couple of my colleagues out to Florida to learn how to bass fish. Obviously, so I was working on Euro fishing. I've done plenty of fishing in the UK, but I'd never gone out bass fishing myself. So in order to do it justice and to put it in the game, in the right way, I needed to go and experience that. So yeah, we went and learned from a tournament angler out in Florida, Chuck Pippin, and he gave us a great few days on the lakes. We learned different techniques, learned about what it's like to be a tournament angler, and I met lots of other pros out there as well, and that was a really big help for me from a game design point of view, and learning about what's important to a tournament angler and what it's like trying to get sponsorship deals and stuff like that. So there was a big, and obviously about how the setup of the big tours that are out there, the big money tours, and how they work. And so and that was a big influence in formulating the design for the Dovetail Fishing League and how that was going to work in the game. So yeah, unfortunately I don't get to go bass fishing every week. I would very much like it if the company would send me back there every week. That would be fine. I am down with that. But yeah, so yes, in answer to your question, we have specialists that we get input from. We have separate branches on Steam that they have a code to get access to. We send them builds, they give us feedback, and we take it from there. But yeah, so
I'm still. Second
Darth Badger says they let the cat out the bag about last week about Megalodon.
See, we have 2 weeks off, it all goes crazy. Is there one called Scooby Don? No, we should.
Scooby-Dong.
Yeah, leaky bottle.
Megalodon 420. That'll get you. That'll get your trout stoned.
So that's our second boss fish. Can we get a hat trick of boss fishes? Boss fishes? Well, that's why that was difficult.
So yeah, back to Screaming Phoenix. That's yeah. I wish I could do the bass fishing more. Yeah, Chuck Pippin is cool, and so yeah, he does a lot of nice tutorial videos and sort of guide videos on YouTube as well. So yeah, you can look him up on there. But you know, like what we do here, and you know what we do on the Facebook sites and in the on the forums and stuff is, you know, feedback that you guys have got.
I broke it.
Change tackle box. Yeah, any feedback you guys have got, you know, whether it's on the fish fighting, whether it's on the way that the different baits or lures are working, whether it's on what species you want to see in the game, different places you want to go to, you know, different venues around the world, then, you know, let us know, because, you know, we're here making the game for you guys, right? So, you know, talk to us. Let us know what you want.
I broke something.
Right. Shall we go somewhere else?
Yeah, I've broken this. Somewhere on this lake or just a different lake? Do a bit more of this lake.
Go down to Dunkirk. Have a look. So this place is called Dunkirk because it's got this kind of bunker there. And yeah, this is the Dunkirk peg down here. Get a decent view. It's quite nice when I quite like this at sunset. You get the nice vista of the sun setting down over the thing. Yeah,
you like everything at sunset. What? You like everything at sunset.
I like this. I do like sunsets. You get better colours in the light.
Alright, let's see if I've still broken it.
So your meal ones: chatterbaits, casting jigs, drop shots, bigger worms, 8-inch worms, curly tail worms, speed worms, senkos. Yes.
There we go.
So we've got lots more tackle to get in the game now. So yes, definitely keen for a lot of that. Yummy. How many have we got?
In total, 132 apparently. But that says 132 and there's 6 there, so we don't know. At least 132.
So Eric Hicks on YouTube is asking me a question, and he's saying speaking about sunsets, and can we add a proper time of passage of time, I guess that is, would be great to watch the sun go down. So I've spoken a little bit about this before. In Eurofishing, we did have the moving sun, and obviously the time would transition throughout the day. What we did in what we had there was we had dynamic lighting. So as the sun moved, all the shadows on the ground had to move as well. Now, what that meant was that although it was nice to have the sun moving, it meant that there was loads of processing for the console to do in order to calculate all that moving shadows and stuff. So to enable us to have sort of better looking visuals and then to free up some of that processing power for other things in the game, we've gone to what we call baked lighting scenarios here. So here we've got a set time of day, which obviously you can switch between different times of day, but we've got a set time of day, and then once you're in that time of day, then it stays there until you sort of change the session. I am hoping that in the future we will be able to let you change the session from the lakeside and from the sort of settings menu, as it were. Now, so that's what we do currently on these sort of European venues, the smaller carp fishing venues that aren't over 2,000 acres in size. With the big American lakes, we don't have baked lighting on those. So we could look to, well, I can't promise anything, but I would also like to be able to have those sorts of transitions as well. It would be nice. Yeah. No worries, Eric. Hope that explains the sort of the thinking behind there. I also agree that I wish, all the systems were as powerful as the top end PCs, because that would help us a hell of a lot. Right, he's getting a few fish in here. So what? So he's asking, what about England? So we've got a number of English venues. Xterra 12. What exactly are you after? There are further English venues coming. Don't get fired at work watching this. Alt tab is your friend. Alt tab is your friend. So the one Francis is asking about the fish physics, about smaller fishes bouncing around when you pull them out of the water. So I've had somebody working on this. I know what you mean. It's particularly a problem when you have really heavy weight line on. If you've got 50-pound line, then that can be an issue. But we have come up with a solution. So hopefully that will be lessened a great deal. And those small ones, you should be able to just land them quicker, hopefully. So that is on the way. Yes, Omni Black is asking, are there bigger bass than 14 pounds? Yes. There are definitely some 16 pounders in there.
Saw your discussion with someone the other day.
I don't... Yeah, did you see that? And then he deleted his comment.
I didn't see the responses. I saw like what you'd said.
Yeah. Someone claimed he'd caught a fish that was bigger than on one of the Facebook fan sites. He claimed he'd caught a fish that was bigger than we'd actually put in the game. So I called him out on it, and then he questioned how I knew, and then he deleted his comment after I explained how I knew. I said, I'm looking at the files that make the game, mate.
Is it £21? He said.
I can't. Was it that? He was. I think he said he caught. He said he caught a massive smallmouth or something. However, I don't know. He went quiet after that though. How big do you think the bass should get in this game? And where should the big bass be? And then the question is, how rare should they be? That's the thing. When you've got a lake that's got, what have we got? Some of those those Lake Boulder or Lake Johnson, where you might have to 4,000 odd, 4 or 5,000 bass in there maybe. So yes, that is. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know. What's the biggest bass you've caught in real life, Omni Black? How big do you want it to go? Because yeah. So Wobbly Captain's asking if baiting out with the spod rod makes a difference and give you better odds for catching a large boss fish, etc. Is it just cosmetic? It does make a difference. So the way the game works at the moment is around the lake there are different food sources, and these are like beacons that kind of turn on and off at different sort of times. And some of them might be set to be on all the time, some of them might be set at different rates. And so what the fish AI does is that a fish can say, right, I'm hungry, I want some food, and then it sort of scans the area and tries to go to the sort of the nearest food source. And then if that food source then turns off, then that fish is going, I'm still hungry, I'm going to go and try and find another food source. And then it will move around the lake. Now, by using the spod rod, what you're doing there is you're adding additional food sources into the lake. So if you're working an area in front of your swim and you keep loading it up with the spod rod, then you're putting food sources in there, which is going to attract more fish into your swim. So that's how that works. We're working on an update at the moment, which is going to allow you a couple of things, which will be interesting to all of those with you who like your carp fishing and you're baiting up. So we're going to be allowing you to change the bait which goes into your spod rod. So you'll start off with the basic one will be just like a basic spod mix with sort of seeds and sweet corn and hemp and sort of a particle mix. So that will be the default, and then you will also be able to choose. So say you were fishing with tiger nuts, or you were fishing with a particular boilie that you liked using, then you could also choose to put those into your spod rod and cast those out into your area as well. So yes, so that's part one, and part two is a throwing stick. So a throwing stick, for anyone that doesn't know, is where you got a boilie, which is like a bonbon sized sort of, looks like a sweet, don't eat them. You put those in the end of your throwing stick, which is a bit like a snorkel, let's say, without a hole at the other end, and then you luzz it out across the lake. So the way to think about it is, so what you might do when you're carp fishing is you could either spod rod, so a spod rod, the spod will put, like, you might chuck a few of those out, and that might drop 50, 100 boilies over the size of, say, a car parking space. If you're accurate, you kind of drop loads in a small tight space. Whereas with the throwing stick, what you might do is, because you got repeatedly do it, you're going to be a little less accurate with it, and what you end up doing there is you might cover an area of, say, the size of a tennis court with 120 boilies or something like that. So it depends sort of how you're trying to fish and what you're trying to do. So yeah, throwing stick and spod rod baiting options coming soon. That's not going to be in the 19th of February update. I would expect that to be with you, if all goes to plan, around the 12th of March. But no, it's this game development. I can't promise anything, QA finds something, Microsoft finds something, something goes wrong. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I think bigger than £5 take more strategy, harder to catch. Yes. I do want to get some bigger bass in. So, would you think it's fair to say the bigger bass tend to be, or bigger largemouth tend to be down in the southern states where it's warmer? Would the viewers agree with that? Yeah. Wobbly Captain's asking for a bait boat for carp fishing. I would like to do that as well, because that would just be fun, wouldn't it? Why not? So for anyone who doesn't know what a bait boat is, it's like a little remote control boat, and you load it up, drive it out into the boat, and you can tell exactly where you want your bait to be dropped. That would be good fun. It's on my back. I have this big list of things we want to add. It's on the list, but it's not currently in the being worked on section. So yeah.
Omni Black's asking for an underarm cast. We have that, just not using it at the moment.
Yeah, we do have underarm cast, sidearm. The cast's available to you. Just kind of varies depending on the rod, doesn't it? Cool. So they get some big bass out there. So I would I am looking to see whether I can get you guys some trophy bass fish, some actual named bass in the American lakes in the future. So that's something I would like to do. And the named fish we put in the game, they're always the biggest. So we would when I get to do that, I will make sure that there's some maybe some 20-pounders in there. If you've got any name suggestions that you'd like to see, then let us know. So Mad Max is asking for PVA. We are looking at other carp fishing improvements, and a big thing I obviously want to do is improve the float fishing as well. We want dead baiting in there. So there's a whole lot of stuff that is being sort of designed at the moment. Whether we can get zigs in, all these different types of course fishing. So yes, it's something we do want to add. It's just, as I say, keep saying, just a case of priorities. Some bass boss, yeah. People want bass boss. Right. X-Terror's asking for a leaderboard on the game. There are leaderboards in the Dovetail Fishing League. Come and get involved in that, because I love the Dovetail Fishing League.
Big fans of it.
Right. The Bass Father. Right, here we go. He's coming with name suggestions now. The Big One. There's a carp called the Big One, isn't there? Maybe.
I can't remember. There's a carp show called The Big One. Could be going to.
Omni Black says it's in the SNES game, Super Black Bass, there were 24-pound bass in the high levels. Wow. That'd be good.
It's a rather large bass.
If we had a 24-pound bass, what I'm going to have to do is you can't hold a 24-pound bass by the lip, can you? You're going to have to. I need my animator to give us a second pose where he's supporting the weight, because you don't want to hurt the lips. You don't want to hurt that lip of that bass. You want to put that beauty back in there so someone else can catch him. It'll be like off his dinner for ages if you try and hold a 24-pound bass up by his lip. But there we go.
Sounds like a heart monitor.
What does?
Someone said the bite alarm sounds like a heart monitor.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because have they got the bite alarm? Of course, yeah. We don't...
Well, I've got the headphone on. Usually with bass fish, I don't need it as much.
Bassy McBassface. Oh, yes.
I'm surprised it took that long for someone to suggest that.
Didn't we have Fishy McFishface?
Yes. It was on...
Was that Eurofishing, right? I think we did, yeah. We had
Pressure,
fishing.
wasn't it?
Was that on Press?
I think so.
Yep. Cool. Right. Are we considering more sponsored tackle companies? Yes, we are. You might even get some in the update I was talking about, which is sort of due 12th of March. So, yes, that will be coming. Thanks, Yamil. He's calling me Connor, but you can just call me Des. It's fine. Any advice? Yep. Okay. Thanks for the offer there.
We should change the bite alarm noise.
Yeah, I do. I've heard. Yeah, it is on our list to have the bite alarms on separate audio controls as well. So I remember you guys want that. Yeah. Trouble is, we do these do the stream so regularly. It's like, you know, you guys say you request something one week, and then it's like I come back like a week, a couple of weeks later, and it's like I've not managed to deliver it to you yet because it's only been a couple of weeks, and this is game development, and it takes a while to get features signed off, get the engineers doing the work, then the QA, then all the submissions to the first parties and stuff like that. It's never as quick as I'd like it to be.
No, and we do kind of every time we put an update out. Generally, we're getting close to submission for the following update. So anything you report to us or request, the earliest it can go in is the update after the following one. If that makes any sense. Did that make sense?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
What's our third
Basquatch.
That's a great one.
Basquatch. Whoa.
We've got 3 boss fish now.
AJ's.
Not bad.
Right. What we're going to do? What time are we on till?
About 5:30ish.
Okay.
I was just thinking that's probably a good place to leave.
Should we have a look at what you caught?
Yes.
Let's see what we caught. The Lincoln, the pop-up tiger nuts. Amstel.
Yeah.
£58.
Was that the biggest so far?
There you go.
Not bad.
Managed to scoop 3 out of the 50 boss fish there.
Now shall we show some additional species?
I know what you mean, Omni. I know what you mean.
What do I have in my bath setup?
Scooby Hayes is asking for live baits for pike and floats for pike fishing. I've actually got the float fishing pikes. The pike floats done already. So what I need is for the other parts of the design to sort of come together. So there is sort of work underway on that. So yes, I will let you know when I can.
Any species going towards me?
You got the Boulder's got all 3 of them in.
See ya. I'm getting the hang of this game. Then finally, after 6 months.
Oh look, we got another Y dropper. Why? Why do we get these Y droppers?
I don't know. Why do you do this?
Why is it always Y? So,
Go Boulder.
so this is what Stephen's playing in here. This version of the game is the version that you'll get on the 19th of February. So if you can see on this screen here, over that way, you can see at the end of the species list, some fish have been added there. So we got the long-nosed gar, we got the muskellonge, and the tiger muskie. So we got some new predators in there. So why don't we go and see if we can catch them, Stephen?
Yes.
Don't choose. Put it dynamic. Come on, let's go dynamic.
I did do that for Road Lake. I put it on Sunset because we know you're a fan of Sunset.
Oh, and he's using the Puma. What skin you got on? Have you got my Hunter skin on? You know I like the Hunter one.
I think I've got Valkyrie or Menace maybe. Valkyrie's black and white. Menace black and red.
No worries. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Is he your grandpa or your uncle? Am I his?
Am I yours?
I might be old. I'm not that old. I'm not his grandpa. I could probably just about be his dad, but not his grandpa.
I'm sure you could. Well, maybe you.
How old are you?
27.
I could be. I would have been going some, but I could. So this new update is not out today. So this is this is as I say, this is coming 19th of February, so on a Tuesday, and it's got musky. Yamil wants peacock bass. I really want peacock bass. They're gorgeous fish. So yes, definitely. I'm keen for that.
Brothers, maybe.
You can get peacock bass in America as well, though. You don't have to go to the Amazon to get. I guess they might well be invasive species or something. People dropped in. Baron is asking about if we're going to have real-time multiplayer tournaments, similar to the single-player tournaments. So multiplayer design is a sort of overhaul of the multiplayer sort of features, and the tournaments that you can do with your friends in the game is undergoing a sort of design overhaul at the moment. So that is something we're looking to bring you later on in the year. Obviously, there's quite a bit of work involved, but yes, the short answer is yes. And but if you have any ideas of what you would like to see in those features, what sort of tournaments would you like to run? What sort of what sort of options would you like when setting up a tournament with your friends? Hit us up on either in the chat on here or on come join us and chat on the Facebook page. Tell us what you want from the multiplayer experience in the game, because the more you tell us, and the more people asking for the same things, the greater chance I've got of being able to deliver it to you. So get in touch, let us know.
Grandad Des.
Who's calling me Grandad? Oh, it's Scoobs. Yeah, not a granddad yet. Kind of getting grey like it, but
how realistic is the strategy, the time of day, weather, all that play into it?
So the weather and the cloud cover and the lighting, all that plays a big part on the which colours and which types of lures are most effective. You will be able to, there's a, it works on sort of percentages. So, if you've got the wrong lure on for the time of day, there's still a chance you will catch something, but your odds of getting a fish to take your bait on a particular retrieve are reduced if you don't have the correct sort of material or coloured lure going. The fish will. I don't know. When you've got the fish, when you're driving the boat around, you'll see that you've got the temperature. The fish will try and move to different parts of the lake depending on the temperature. Sometimes they might go deeper or more shallow depending on the water temperature. So yeah, that does have an effect. So Josh Walsh is talking about eels. I have mentioned eels as well, whether to get those in. Josh, I'm just interested whether you're talking about that from an American fishing point of view or a European fishing point of view. I know there is US eels as well as, but I'm not sure how big it is for people fishing for them. My only fishing experience with catching eels is out the Thames, and just the sliminess of them when you hold them, it's disgusting. And you're always trying to catch something else as well. You don't. I mean, well, we were anyway. We weren't trying to catch eels, and then we kept getting eels, and then you're grabbing it, and it's wrapping its tail around your arm and making all sorts of mess to your clothing. Lights on the boat as well, yeah. Omni's up for loads of things. I'm up for lights on the boats as well. And yeah, is this game only $20 now, Stephen?
Yes.
$20 and £15.
If you're
all that content. Look at that fish. 20 quid. $20.
at the moment on Steam, if you're a PC player, there is the Lunar Sale, which I think is 25% or 20% off Fish Sim World.
On what? On Steam?
On Steam.
25% off that £15?
Yes.
Wow. That's like even cheaper.
That's like less money.
So Josh likes his eels in England, in British. Okay, are those jellied ones or? Do you eat them after you catch them? That would make the catch shot with the eel would be funny, where he's just holding its head and then it's got his all wrapped around his arm. That would be quite funny. You never get the hook out of an eel, where you just kind of end up clubbing it over. Get off! And then you put the head back in and try and catch a pike or something. That would be good. In the future, I would like that. Catching your own live bait or dead bait. That would be good. DevBot. What?
DevBot?
Yes. So we are. Dreamcast is asking if we are developers. So I am the producer on Fishing Sim World. Stephen here is my community manager. So he talks to you guys and then liaises between you guys and obviously the dev team. So we had a couple of weeks ago. We had Aaron and Sam were on, my two game designers. They had a lot of fun with you guys, and they'll be coming back again. So we will, we kind of try to change it up each week and keep it interesting. But yeah, likewise, if you've got any ideas for what you'd like to see on the stream, I'm quite up for pitching those two guys against each other, and whether we can hook two consoles up, whether we put them in a multiplayer game, whether we've got enough space on this desk for another monitor and getting.
Oh, we've got the capture card in the computer, so we can definitely stream gameplay from one console.
Yeah.
But we could also have like two running side by side and still only show the gameplay for one, but you'd have the two people.
Yeah, I think that might make quite a good stream because, yeah, they always have quite a good bit of banter between them. Those two hitting each other with different zingers. How do I get that hoodie? What, you mean this one? It's dope, isn't it? Is that what he's asking? Which hoodie? Who? No. So there are lots of. Who's he gone? Big Dean. What hoodie you got? Have you got the Genko hoodie on?
Yeah.
Ah. So Stephen here is wearing the Genko hoodie. Now, for anyone who bought the equipment pack, which is, what is it? How much is that?
$4.99.
$4.99. So I know you've got no, you haven't got the Genko one.
Okay. Earlier I had the Genko one on.
Did you? So that is, so you've got the Genko hat. So the hat came in the equipment pack. The boat that you see here came in the equipment pack. So that's the Basscat Puma with the Evinrude engine on the back. That was, so that's got a faster engine than the other boats. That one goes 75 miles an hour. the hoodie that he's got on there was part of the pre-order. Was it the deluxe? It was the deluxe edition.
Deluxe.
So that was the deluxe edition. So there we go.
I know you hate when I do this, but there's a big fish under the boat.
Oh, is there? So Stephen's been using the fish finder there to try and find the. And he's obviously seeing that big fish going under the boat there. So he's. What lure have you got on?
The chrome blue black rattle trap.
We not playing RF4 at the moment because that's someone else's game. Well, we look at it, but hello to those in Russia. Dreamcast. Yeah. So Omni's saying that the bass really seem to like the top water buzzbait or the frog. So we have. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's why you play with the sunset, Stephen. Yeah. So. Yeah, the top waters are effective and they're going to get more fun as well because been working this last week on the bass jumping out of the water during the fight, and not only that, but when you got the top water lure going, coming out of the water and yes, getting airborne and giving you a more exciting fight. So that is content, features and improvements that will be coming in the game, and again I believe the timing wise that's looking like the 12th of March update. So we've got a few weeks to go, but yeah, that's in QA at the moment, and we'll get that to you as soon as possible.
I forgot it was already February. I was thinking March, a little bit away. It's not. It's next month. The 12th of March is 5 weeks away.
So Big Dean is asking that now all the lakes from the Quad Pass have been released. What can we expect next? So we had, I mean, if you'd have looked at the sort of pattern of releases that we've done so far, we've been going American Lake, European Lake, American Lake, European Lake. You can probably guess what's going to come next. It's not been announced yet. It's looking cool. We will no doubt be bringing it to you on the stream here in one of the coming weeks, and along with a look at along with the fish jumping, the bass jumping, because it's a lot of fun.
Is that 3 big fish or one that was hanging around?
Hey, hi Matteo. I was chatting to someone about that this week. So Matteo's asking if the Predator Challenge could be on a specific kind of fish and every time different. So yeah, I had someone on the Facebook group asking if I could make a Xander event on Bestie. So I was thinking about that, and that's something we can do. We can specific Xander hunt or different species hunting. So yes, certainly that is something we can do. Basically, it's me and Stephen that set up the different Fishing League events. So do get in touch and chat to us if there are specific types of events we can do. Because where we did, we could do walleye chat events. We can do. Where anyone wants to do like who can get the most bream, we could also in the match series events, it could be the total number of one specific species that you catch. So that is certainly available to us in the setup options we have in the server. I was wondering whether we relook at what we've got coming in the February month and just see if there's any sort of events that specific events we want to do in that, to make it and change the variety up a bit. But yeah, likewise, do let us know. Big Dean's asking if there'll be another pass. I don't know about that.
I don't think we're planning on it at the moment.
No. So, not that I've heard of Big Dean. Thanks, Extera. I need a drink as well. I've only got squash today, but never mind. Float fishing only, match fishing.
It's not something we can do at the moment.
I don't have an option to say people can only float fish. That's not one of the controls I get. So yeah.
One day maybe.
Yeah, restrictions on equipment would be sort of fun and interesting. So Josh is saying he's having a bit of trouble with the bass at the moment. So what I'd recommend, just if the tension's going above over halfway, then stop reeling, and then allow yourself to put some, keep your rod about 30% off the water. Then if it goes higher tension, then you lower your rod a little bit more and keep off the reeling. If the tension's dropping down, back on the reeling. If the tension's really dropping down, then lift the rod tip up as well to try and to get that tension back on the line. That would be the advice I'd give at the moment. I rarely lose a. Yeah, I would rarely lose a fish when fighting it on the bass side. I would, but it is going to change. It's not going to be it's not going to be as sort of reliant on that adjusting the drag or anything like that. The focus we're trying to do is make it about reeling and not reeling at the right times, and then the rod movement and having that rod movement allow you to sort of aid this sort of tension. So it's going to be good fun when the jumping comes in. Is this Tom Dove's game? Tom Dove was involved in. It's not his game. He has been involved with us. We have spoke to him. So yeah. Bobber fishing with night crawlers, minnows for panfish. More relaxed fishing is good too. Yeah. So this is out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC on Steam. I was just drinking squash. That's all I was drinking.
Nothing exciting.
Is that Aquaman found dead with a ball? I don't know what you're on about, Wolf. We should add thunderstorms.
That'd be cool.
Thunderstorms would be good.
I told you about.
My lighting guy would be. Ark would love to do that. So we got
Scott
this.
would love to do sound on that.
Yeah. So we got. We've the weather system in the game is called this like ultra dynamic sky. So what it will do is if you set it to dynamic, then between 5 and 10 minutes, it will pick a new set of cloud cover to go to or weather conditions, and then it will pick how long it's going to take to transition to that new setting, and then it will transition the sky to that new setting. Cumulus nimbus or big thunderstorm clouds aren't sort of any of the clouds that are in there, unfortunately. They do look lovely, but yeah, we haven't got those particular cloud varieties in there. But that would be good.
Have you ever flown
Thunderstorms would be good.
next to a thunderstorm?
Have I flown next to one?
Next one, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks cool, doesn't it?
Does look cool. I live quite near a flight path, and I watch the planes come in, and I was watching this thunderstorm come in, and then the plane's getting closer and closer, and then like just watch this plane get hit by lightning. That was quite amusing.
When we went out to Aircast, the flight from Miami to Orlando, because there's always storms around Florida in the summer.
Electrical storms.
So we had to fly around one, but we're about 50 metres away. It looked pretty cool seeing it up in the clouds.
Eric says that he's found the bass going to feed in frenzy just before the storm. That would be good. Thanks, Wolf, an SG expert. The guys, my art guys, have made a massive improvement on the art front here with the look of the lakes over what we had in Eurofishing. They're always sort of striving and sort of we're pushing the platforms as far as we can. Try and get the most out of the different consoles. I'm just laughing at your comment then there, Daft Badger. It's been over an hour and no one's mentioned the
that's
eye.
That's usually one of the first things.
So yeah, I agree. Omni fogging it would be it is if you go on to Bestie in the afternoon. There's some fog there, but fogging as part of the dynamic would be quite nice. How about just a single trophy goldfish in the canal for someone released it, but it has to be the ugly ones with fat eyes.
That's what I was laughing at.
That's what you were laughing at. Well, like so, someone's on the way back from the fair and they chucked their goldfish in, and it somehow managed to avoid getting eaten by all the pike and zander that are in there. I'll have a think about that one, Josh. Are you going to catch the fish monster? Come on, Stephen. Wolf wants you to catch the fish monster. Unreal. The game is built with Unreal. I don't know if that's what you mean. So this isn't Unity. That's right. This is the Unreal Engine. So yes. Ragged Pants has done it. He's mentioned ice fishing. But he also asked, does this game let you fish at night and from the shore? So yes, it does. Yes, you can fish from both the shore and at night. School of Shred is saying it'd be nice to fish for pike on a fly. I agree. It'd be nice to get a bit of fly fishing in there. We haven't got that. It's not being worked on at the moment, but I wouldn't ever count it out from being something we do in the future. This game's not going anywhere. We're going to keep adding features and new stuff in it for you guys. So definitely. Mike's asking, is it on sale? It's on sale on Steam at the moment, but it's down. It's down at £15 or $20. So it's a absolute bargain price for the amount of content you get for that money. So Toast is saying it needs multiplayer tournaments, fishing tournaments in real time. I don't know if you're new to the stream. I was chatting a little bit about that earlier, but yes, multiplayer tournament overhaul. We got what?
A girlfriend.
We got a guy. We haven't got a guy yet, have we?
I've not
Come
got
on,
a muskie either.
Come on,
I was
Steve.
getting all these bass, and they're not the goal today.
I reckon. Whoop. Have you got one of those 8-inch Ben Parker spoons?
Think so.
What would putting that on? I think we'll. Yeah, give that a go. That might help catch the bigger ones. What was I? Oh, I was asking. Yeah, multiplayer. So yeah, we are. There will be multiplayer tournament improvements coming on later this year.
Omni Black made an interesting point. It says there are Discords I could post pictures on. We don't have a Discord at the moment because back when we were kind of reviewing our social media before Fish Sim World, there hadn't been a lot of demand for one. But how many people would want to see a Fish Sim World Discord server?
Yeah, let us know if you'd like that.
Tweet to us, put it on Facebook. Let me know if there's interest. I can set one up.
Omni Black is saying this game's like a fine wine that gets better over time. That's what some people say about me. It's not. Many would disagree. Will you ever make a tournament with qualification rounds, elimination, or something like that? Matteo, that is something we would like to do as well. So yeah, they're good suggestions. Those. He wants different qualification rounds, eliminations, semi-final, semis and finals. That would be good fun. Certainly would. We'll have to see what we can do with that. I know what you mean. Yeah, with the Major League Fishing thing, we have been looking at that. Whether we can, I think we will. Yeah. Whether we'll get there in the multiplayer thing or whether that will be a sort of a single-player game mode, I don't know. Yeah.
You know how certain franchises have got their real-world counterpart as an esports league?
Right.
Imagine if we did that with Major League Fishing.
It would be good. Yeah. They are getting big.
There's just put Darth Vader off wine.
If you got any spare, just send it down. I love it. Preferably the red. That'd be fine. I'll be keen for that.
That's 3 yeses for Discord. Well, 4 technically, because Omni Black suggested it.
You could try talking to us about that, Merciful J. I might have some feedback for you or comments. Let us know. John Walsh wants a trophy carp called Charles Bronson after his pet carp. Oh, what is that in your pond in the back garden, Josh? Yeah.
Fantasy League in the game. Like Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing.
I agree, Screaming Phoenix. He's saying get this as an e-sport. That's that was partly with the design of the Dovetail Fishing League. We wanted to bring up that sort of that element of it, but I've designed it in a way where you don't have to be online at the same time to be able to compete with each other. Everyone's got jobs, they've got families, they're different parts of the world. So the sort of the design we took with that is to give people a week to enter those events. So yeah, there we go. No worries, Wolf. Glad to have you along. Lange is asking for dead bait fishing for pike. Yes, this is something. I've actually got the models. The dead bait models ready. What I need is the other bits of gameplay, how you rig them up, and the UI and certain other bits in order to bring that all in together. So I am looking to get dead baiting in later on during this year. So there we go. Somebody likes my camo jacket. There we go. Maybe I'll try and wear a different one for you. I might have a few. So we did have a season. We didn't have a season pass. We had a quad pass, Merciful J. So you could buy 4 lakes in one go for a reduced price. We are a business and we are trying to make enough money so that we can keep making the core game better, so we can keep giving you the features and game improvements that you want and you're asking for. You know, if there's not enough money coming in this side, you know, we're not able to make this extra content and give it to you. So hopefully that sort of gives you an idea of, you know, why we do the DLC lakes, and you know, we want to take people around the world. We want to give them different experiences, and you know, when you're selling the game's down, you know, £15 or $20 for the base game now. You know, we need to make sure that we've got enough money coming in order to pay the wages to make that extra content. You know, this certainly isn't, you know, a cash grab game. We're not going to go down the virtual currency route or anything like that.
Oh, no virtual currency you have to buy. We have a virtual currency.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. The deluxe wasn't a pass. The deluxe was just a special edition with a few extra things at the launch, wasn't it?
You can buy the deluxe upgrade on PlayStation America.
Right.
Because at the time...
Are you in America, Omni Black? I think he is, isn't he? Yeah, he's in Michigan. On PlayStation you can.
Do we have a muskie?
Are you on PlayStation, Omni? And yeah, I mean, I've said it a number of times before, but you know, me having my artists working on a new lake, you know, I've got, you know, these guys are environment artists. You know, they're building the scenery and stuff. Them working on a new venue for us to sell as a piece of DLC over here doesn't, you know, it's not stopping the programmers I've got on, you know, in the engineering team working on feature contents or bug fixes or other improvements that we want to make to the game. You know, they're sort of two different sort of strands that are kind of continuously running and continuously, like, you know, making new content for you. So he's on Xbox One, so you got.
So with PlayStation, I think the deluxe edition went up late. So to make up for that time where it wasn't available, we gave the option to buy just the pack on its own. That looks like a muskie we've got.
No worries. Hope that explained it, Merciful J. I don't get too much involved in the train side of the business.
Yeah, we're mostly fishing. I say mostly, we're fishing, so we have no kind of say or involvement with what they're...
I'm certainly kept busy enough with the fishing.
Gillums we definitely want.
Stuart is asking for Gillam's Fishing Resort in Thailand as a DLC. And for anyone who doesn't know what Gillam's is, have a look at it. Gilhams, Gillam's, Thailand. You go on there. You go on the website. You have a look at the fish that you get there. I hear you, Stuart, and I would really quite like to go there myself.
Yeah,
but yeah,
trip.
that would be the research trip to get on. Let's maybe I could just say there'll be more news in the future about that one. Maybe I could say that.
You figured things.
Did you caught a muskie?
Yep.
You did catch a muskie. I wasn't.
Muskie.
Yeah.
I'm confused. That was what. Oh, might have deleted himself. Big Tom J's message got deleted. I was like, how did it get deleted? He's a mod, but he might have deleted it himself.
Yeah, but then he wrote it again.
Yeah,
what are you up to, Jay? Yes, I will make it happen. Don't you worry.
Eric's.
Because that's the thing. Yeah, we go to these new venues. Those like you go to venues that are that different, then you know it's different fish species that have got going there as well. So yeah, mahoosive fish. What are you, musk nuts? What are you? What platform are you playing on? And is your game up to date? The build that Stephen's playing here at the moment is going to be the one that's our next update. So it's out on the 19th of did I say that? 19th of February. Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to fix all any of those little things with fish jumping, flipping about. So you caught that muskie on the spoon that I told you about, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes.
That gar's disappeared. That was here.
Come on. So we've got
one muskie.
one muskie. So the tiger muskie are I'm probably They're I would probably say they're the rarest in the game. So if you get the tigers, those are the really rare ones. Josh is asking why some of the pike are blue. So there are basically different textures in the game that it will pick from a set of textures, and then it will change, and patterns, and then it will change sort of opacities on different layers, and then it will do the blend shapes to try and make bellies bigger or tails bigger or fins bigger, and so that to try and make it so that all the you don't really catch the same fish twice. Now one of those textures does have a sort of maybe some sort of bluish tones on them, almost sort of oily looking colours. So there is a chance that they come out like that, and you do see that some places in the world because yeah.
I was just looking up at our mixer window. I hope that.
No worries, Matteo. Hats off to you guys too.
Yeah, our mixer window's frozen. The chat's still going. I was like, is the stream frozen? It can't be because they've been asking us questions.
The stream's not frozen for anyone, is it? Come on, Gar. Have we got debug?
Nice shipping test.
Yeah, when we play it on the dev builds, we get these little debug commands that we can put in and cheat the fish on. But Stephen is playing on a shipping build, so I can't cheat on the fish for you to show you. But if you don't know what a long-nosed gar looks like, you'll have to look it up. There are these prehistoric beasts with these long, thin snouts that just tooth after tooth after tooth. Cool. Right.
Frozen for you a couple of times.
Well,
we got something.
Got something. I think.
That looks like a long-nosed gar.
I think it's a bass, isn't it?
It looked like it had a long body.
Did you? I didn't see it. I'm just looking at its movement behaviour. What?
No.
It's a gar.
Yeah.
He's got a gar.
Yeah.
He's done it. Hey! Look at that fella. There we go. The first long-nosed gar caught fishing sim world on the internet. There we go.
Yes.
£9, 6 ounce. They go bigger than that. I can tell you that much for sure. But there's your personal best gar. What a beauty!
Now it's just the elusive tiger.
Right. We can't sit here until you catch a tiger muskie.
No.
As much as I'd like to, we've. I think we've almost reached the end of the stream.
Oh yeah, that's
Did you want
a
to
good time.
froze on Mixer on Xbox, but fine on laptop?
Oh, that's weird. Always a few times a stream, Daft Badger cracks me up.
So the thing, when I was out in Florida, he was like, Chuck was, you know, a lot of the guys, you know, you're trying to catch the bass and you know, and you want the bass because, you know, whether you're in the tournament or whatever, but you want the bass, you want the fight of the bass, and then it's like the gar come along and take your bait, and you know, it's apparently a lot of fishermen don't actually put them back in the water because, you know, the more gar that are in the water, the more baby bass are getting eaten by the gar and not growing up to be big bass. So and apparently, like, so they're a bit slimy, and they kind of smell a bit as well, I think. So apparently there are a few fishermen out there that might get the hammer out rather than actually put the gar back, which is a little bit sad, but you can understand why. But yeah.
Scooby was asking about the boulder fix. We're still trying to work out what the problem is there. Keith never got back to me about what we think it might be.
About the what one?
I said to him yesterday it could be a caching issue with the way it's joining the people into the end of a tournament. But could be a memory problem, and that was that. So I meant to chase him down today.
Omni's saying he wants more bluegill coming at your lures.
Mm.
Would you like that? Would people like that? More bluegill in the game? Meaning that you got taking away chance of it being a bass? Mm. Interesting. Josh wants Savage Gear swim baits.
Are they under...
I've had discussions with... No.
I'm just wondering if they're under the umbrella of another company, or if they're.
I don't know if they were. I'm not sure. Is it rude to Google stuff when you're on a stream? Float fishing. Yes, I've got to do that actually.
Didn't you say?
Did I do that? I have to check that.
Sam was telling me that that's going to be a thing. I believe. I may be wrong. He told me float fishing on the American lakes for something was coming. I can't remember what species he said in particular.
Right. Have you seen what this fish is, Stephen?
No, I haven't.
It's a bass. Is it big? I thought it looked like quite a big bass. Is he diving?
A little bit.
It is a pike. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the sun coming through that rock a bit there. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about that. I've had discussions about that. If Stephen drove his boat round the corner, it would look a lot better, basically.
Just don't park in the wrong place.
No worries, Richard. Thank you. Glad you're loving it. Right. In the equipment pack were some sort of crappie specific lures, so that if you're after the crappie, there are some crappie baits in there. In that equipment pack for $4.99.
What are we blaming me for? the rock thing.
Yeah. Blame Stephen.
I usually break things.
Yeah, I mean we're constantly looking to sign with new partners. So certainly going to keep adding more in the future. Aldin's asking, did he miss any updates on Muskie? Aldin, where you been? Stephen caught a muskie, but he hasn't caught the tiger muskie yet. Tiger muskies are obviously they're rarer. They're rarer in the game than the normal muskie. So, so yeah. So this update, Aldin, will be coming out on 19th of February. So you'll be getting the muskie, tiger muskie, and the long-nosed gar going into the appropriate lakes, dependent on the distribution of that species in the state where the lake is based. Mr. Linkster is asking me what the percentage of walleye in Lake Boulder. You seem to catch about 60%.
It's not that high.
It's no way that high. I don't know the exact percentage off the top of my head. It's probably comparable with. There might be roughly equal, or might be slightly less. I think it might go large mouth, small mouth, walleye. I don't know. I would, at a guess, I would say 15 to 20% as a guess.
What do we have here? Ooh, complete the set.
You got him. He's only caught it. Hey! Well done, Stephen. Got the hat trick of new fish species. There we go. Well done. Big up, Stephen. Look at that. He's only a little one, though, Stephen. You get a bigger one than that. Come.
True. We didn't think we'd catch any, though. So
yeah.
I'll
Look
take
at that
it.
tiger pattern. He's good. Like it. Right. I think that's about us done, isn't it? What else we got to say then? So, who's coming back next week? Is it Aaron and Stephen? Aaron and Sam week?
It could well be.
Yeah.
I think we should get an Aaron and Sam week.
So, yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the stream. As I always say, get in touch with us. Come chat to us on the Facebook site, on Twitter. Add more comments on here. Stephen will round those up and send them over. He always does. Let us know what you're liking, what problems you're having, what you want to see in the future, and we'll try and see if we can deliver it for you and just keep making the game better. Yeah. Anything else?
Remind everyone that the Lunar sale's going on Steam, so if you're on PC, you've not got Fish Sim World yet, you're interested, you can pick it up now. It's like £12 I think at the moment, something around there. Scooby will work out how to do a 2v2. Oh,
thanks for all the questions. You know,
get Sam and Aaron to do it next week.
Yeah, you could take on our designers. That would be quite fun. Big appreciation for all the comments and the questions and stuff, because if you weren't doing it, it'd be really boring. I'd just be chatting here, making stuff up really. So it's nice to have you guys prompting, chucking questions at me, putting me on the spot. See you again soon, I guess.
If you've not yet got the game and you're on Xbox, there will be an opportunity to try it out this weekend. So
the game will be.
On that.
The game has it even been announced yet, Stephen?
It's something that within a Zelda stream, then they can keep an eye out. But it'll also be...
What you mean? It's on a free weekender on Xbox
Yes.
this weekend. So you guys have already got it, but if anyone hasn't got it and you're on Xbox, then it's actually going to be free. But you'll only be able to play it for the weekend. But there, you can have a little taste and then go buy yourself a copy because it's only £15 or $20. Bargains. Right.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll play the trailer and then that'll be us.
And we'll see you again soon.
Yes.
Tight lines.